So, guys, welcome again to another episode of the WSXM channel. My name is Teflon. Thanks for watching. Anyway, let's dive into it. So, the Nigerian government has three presidential jets which just got seized by the French. As I consider a 747, an Airbus A330, and the smaller one, the Falcon 7X. These three planes cost over $100 million, which was paid for by the Nigerian taxpayers' money. And you know that Nigeria is having a high inflation cost. Their value currency is devaluing. Cost of living is skyrocketing. But yet the government find time to buy three. And these are newly acquired planes. Three brand new planes are worth over $100 million when the country is in dire need of financial help. So this shows the government why also they have a protest going on currently in Nigeria. This is some of the reasons why. Bad management, spending the money unnecessarily and things they don't need. Why not have one plane? Why need three jets? One is good enough, but no, they want three. That's what they want to live the high life. So the French, they had how the French get to seize it because they went for maintenance and hence they seize them. And England also seized some assets from them as well. Why is this happening? Why is there seizing seizure of all these assets and planes from the Nigerian government? Let me give you like a quick backstory on what is causing this. In 2001, the Chinese government had signed a bilateral deal with um, Nigeria to have a free trade zone in Ogun, which is close to Lagos. And the Chinese company who was responsible for developing this property was Zhongshan Flusard. Anyway, so they invested millions in this property because it's a free trade zone, so you have to put in infrastructure, which means light, water, roads, sewage, and stuff like that. So it costs millions of dollars to do things like that in that area because it's a big area. So anyway, come 2010, 2016, no, 2010, yeah, in 2010, 2015, then the Nigerian government decided they're gonna give the Shenzhen company shares instead of just collecting tax and giving them shares in it. So that's mean they're now a part owner. In 2015, what did the Nigerian government did? They canceled the contract. So the contractual agreement was null and void by the Nigerian government. Why? We still don't know exactly why yet. But their reason for doing it was saying because they were saying the company did not develop the area, they only fence it, which is not true actually. They did put in massive infrastructure. Which mean, and that's a cost millions of dollars, plus the initial investment. So China is one of the biggest bilateral dealer, and also money lender to Nigeria. So of course it's gonna upset the Chinese because what you just cancel the contract and they're gonna lose millions and millions of dollars and they can how are they gonna recoup their money. So they went to court, they won in France, England and America, hence the seizure of the assets of the government, including the three presidential jets. So that way this is where this is coming from. But this also shine another light on Nigeria, which is not good because this is gonna make other countries now afraid to come into Nigeria to invest or to sign a deal because if you can break a contractual agreement with a company that's been lending you money for so much years, not only that, they have to pay the Chinese firm over 70 million US dollars for this. So that money have to come from somewhere. So maybe if they resell these jets, they won't get the full money they paid for because anything bought depreciated drastically after it's bought. So they won't get back that kind of money. They might get maybe like half. And then assets also in England they're also holding on to, and America as well. I don't know what assets because I can't find it. So they're gonna make they're gonna just reinforce more that Nigerians are scammers because that's the running thing about Nigeria. They are scammers, not all of them, but now the government do this, it makes it seem as if no other country gonna comes in will come in and invest in your country because what? We might sign a deal and then a couple years from now you will feel like it, you cannot cancel my deal, I lose my money, or how you wanna recoup it. So this hinders development of Nigeria with this present government going forward. So this is one of the reasons why I think you have citizens also protesting because there are mass protests going on in for the past 6, 7 days now in Nigeria from the youths of corruption, bad management, and of resources. And also, let me tell you said that, but well, in this case with the bilateral deal they had signed with China, the Chinese have certain rights to the certain resources because they've been getting the resources for since then tied to this deal and to some of the loans they gave to Nigeria. So there's also mismanagement of resources because no country gonna give you money for free. Something have to give. Hence the reason why I respect Adam Chori because he does not take money from no one, from the IMF, World Bank. I know that he does deals, he pay them over time, and he does not hold people any money. Hence the reason why he's in control of his resources because a country that controls the resources financially, they cannot go broke. But because Nigeria don't have control over the resources because of what? The deals, the money they took from governments globally tie to resources until they recoup their and they always sign a deal for like a couple of years, like maybe 10, it could be 20 years, it could be 50 years, it could be 100 years. So yeah, that is tied to that until it's paid back. If not paid back, well, they own the resources for the time being. And hence, what's happening in Nigeria, why they cannot catch themselves. Because how Nigeria can has oil and all the resources and everybody countries in dire trade. I never could understand how a country that produce oil, but yet the country is paying more money for oil than any other country in Africa. Makes no sense. And see, they are currently pressuring Daganand, which is a billionaire in Nigeria, because he's trying to open an oil refinery, and they're giving him hell. But yet they won't fight the outsiders. Look, the French just come and take their jet. Why they cannot? All they're talking about is that we're going to go to diplomatic channels. No one is talking about go, um, going to court or going to the ends of doing anything to retrieve their jets. No, but because these are colonizers, they don't have the strength to fight them. But a black man, they have the strength to fight. They want to fight Niger, and they wanted to invade Niger, if you remember, a couple months back. And they had the backing of the French. You see, the same French who just come and seize their jets, their private presidential jet and assets, the same person they join up with to attack a next black nation. So you see, colonizers always do what's beneficial to them. They will not go. They will never do anything that's not beneficial to them. So as Africans, we need to stop joining up with these outsiders to do any harm to our brothers and sisters. Look at what ECOWAS is currently doing. ECOWAS is still trying, fighting tooth and nail to get Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to pay some kind of price that they because what the ECOWAS is influenced by Westerners. African Union, same thing. European Union, World Bank, they all are infused by external forces. So when I hear they talk about African Union, they are not looking for African interests because they are puppets there who are run and managed by external forces. Hence the reason you see the African Union join the European Union, which makes no sense to me. African Union should be a standalone entity. Why you want to go and join the UN? That makes no sense because the UN already doing everything they can to keep Africa on a certain level so they can break through the barrier. Now you're gonna join with them? Makes no sense. We need to start look inwards and trade and do deals within these African nations. And then if also they want to come in, we get strict contract that benefits the continent. So if you come in, we have a 70-30 deal, which means I get 70%, you get 30%. Now it's the other way around. We're getting 10%, 15%, 25% here, and our own resources, which makes no sense. That's one of the reasons why I have to keep on loving what Abram Chur is doing. He's making his own factories, he's designing his own infrastructure, he's making his own um, everything except they're currently going to do a deal with Russia to build a nuclear plant for energy nuclear. Anyway, I'm gonna do a video on that soon too. So anyway, keep look out for that. So the French seizing the presidential jets from Nigeria, they can nothing about it. England seized their assets. I don't know what asset. I don't know if it's homes. or whatever. Most likely is homes, properties in England, and they have to pay back over $70 million that they just lost in court to this Chinese company to be repaid. And while you just spend $100 million acquiring these said 3 private jets, and the country is in dire need of debt, a whole lot of money in deep debt. The currency keeps sliding against the dollar. It's like basically almost worthless now. Then you have high inflation, and people is suffering. Jobs are losing. So we see where the Westerners don't have no kind of um they don't have any reason to help these countries to develop themselves, because if they develop, then they can no longer get what they want out of the continent, which is resources to run their own countries, to fund their own countries. So anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I know, as always, tell a friend, like, comment, share, subscribe. Boom.